Thank you, Al, and happy holidays. Now, during this time of year, most 13-year-olds are busy thinking about what gadgets they're going to be adding to their Christmas list. But my guest, Nazi Forrest, is not your typical 13-year-old. She is living with sickle cell disease, and she's actually created recipes for cakes that anyone, including people battling sickle cell, can enjoy. So today, I am out front with Nazi and her mother. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much for having us.
I am super excited. Now, just to set some groundwork, some context, according to the Center for Disease Control, sickle cell affects approximately 1 out of every 365 African American births. And I want to add that not only is Nazi living with sickle cell, but she also has 2 sisters that have been diagnosed with it as well. So, Nazi, let's start with you. Tell me a little bit about what sickle cell disease is and what it's like living with it.
Well, sickle cell disease is usually a red blood cells, and they are shaped like round discs. People who have sickle cell disease, though, have red blood cells, and they are shaped like sickles, and they look like almost crescent moons.
Oh, wow. See, I didn't even know that. That's fascinating. So it's named after the shape of the cell. Oh, wow. Very good. So tell me a little bit about what it's like having sickle cell for those who are not familiar with it.
Well, when you have sickle cell disease, it's kind of painful, and it feels like a knife is stabbing you, and sometimes you can't breathe and like your oxygen is cutting off.
Yeah, I know. I used to teach school a long, long time ago. And I remember I had a little girl in my 3rd grade class who had sickle cell. And she would have what her mom termed as episodes. Is that what you mean? That you have an episode and you feel that pain?
Yes, but I would call it crisis.
You call it a crisis. Okay, very good.
Yes.
So Mom, for you, tell me what it's like from your vantage point, because you have 3 daughters with sickle cell. And I mean, I follow you, we're connected on Twitter and Facebook, and I'm always seeing not only your positive posts, but also times when things aren't so great. And one of the girls may be in the hospital or not feeling well. What is it like as a mother with 3 daughters that have sickle cell?
It's very heart-wrenching. Very heart-wrenching, just to see them going through a painful crisis. Having your baby asking you, like our youngest daughter, when she used to have painful crisis, she'll always scream out and ask, sickle cell, what have I done you wrong? Why are you hurting me this way? Please stop, make it stop. So, and as a mom, there's nothing that you can do to remove that pain, but only to render comfort to her and reassure her that after it's over, everything is going to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, even when my kids have a cold, it's heart-wrenching. So I can only imagine. So let's talk about baking, because this is your passion, Nazi, and you have done such an amazing job with creating a campaign that not only educates people about sickle cell, but supports other children that are going through the same things that you're going through. So is there something in a cake? Is it the sugar? Is it the butter? Is there an ingredient in the cake that triggers a sickle cell crisis?
Well, when you go to the store, sometimes people go pick up a box of cookies or some cake and cupcakes, and when you look in the back on the ingredients, there's thousands of ingredients.
Yes.
Maltodextrin, dextrose, and all these type of sugar that triggers off sickle cell crisis.
Okay, and so you have created a recipe that you can bake goodies and cakes, because I know you bake more than cakes, even though cakes are kind of what you're known for, that don't have all the extra stuff, so they're easier for people with sickle cell to enjoy.
Yes, ma'am. I bake with natural and organic ingredients for children battling sickle cell anemia.
So how did that come about, Mom? What was that conversation like? Were you all sitting around the dinner table and Nazi was like, Mom, I have a great idea?
It was weird because from our holistic doctor, when we met him, he said that individuals who are battling sickle cell anemia were committing, suicide by their unhealthy diets. And he said that the foods that we were feeding them were toxic. So we had to cut that out. We wanted to save our daughters. So Najee, we've been trying to make her, teach her how to cook for the longest. She didn't get it. When he heard that, she said, and by her seeing Shakara in the ICU, she said, Mommy, I don't want to die. And she just went on this adventure looking for treats, healthy treats for kids just like them to eat. And she started off with the first flourless peanut butter cookies. And she just went from there. She started making cheesecake and different things. So I was kind of shocked at first. I thought, like, is she gonna really do it? We were kind of like afraid to allow her to go in the kitchen to bake, but after we seen her with the flourless cookie and we tasted it, it was pretty good. And she just more and more. Her passion grew for it.
Yeah, and you can, like I said, if you guys are on social media, definitely follow Najee the Baker on Twitter and Facebook. I mean, just seeing the pictures of Najee seems to be very petite, and she's carrying a big old cake, and it's just the cutest thing ever. But more than that, your passion to give back to the community and help, I think, is not only inspiring for adults, but I think motivating for children as well, that you can have a passion, you can have a challenge, but you can also do something with that and give back to the community. So tell me about your passion, Najee, for helping other children and adults that are living with sickle cell disease.
My passion is that when I make every single cake that I make, all of the proceeds go back to kids battling sickle cell anemia, cancer, all of the autoimmune disease.
So Mrs. Forrest, I know that you guys have started a GoFundMe campaign. Tell me what your next initiative is.
Our next initiative is for Valentine's Day. This is going to be next year is going to be our third annual, where we go to Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital, and the kids who are there, we create our TLC package for our children, and we go and share love on Valentine's Day to the kids.
But even before that, you all also do a huge Christmas gift giveaway, correct?
Oh, yes, we do. I'm sorry. Yes, we do.
And you all have a GoFundMe campaign that people can donate in order to help provide Christmas gifts and goodies to children that may not otherwise have any.
Exactly. And that is for this December. Absolutely.
And so you guys can learn more about Najee the Baker and her sisters and her mom, the whole family. It's like this. It is amazing. I think it's so interesting to see how social media allows people that we may not have heard of before really get the exposure for all of the good stuff that they're doing in their community. So you can go to their website. It's NAZHI the Baker @.com, and you can learn more about everything that they're doing. Mrs. Forrest, what advice would you give to parents who have children that are battling some kind of a challenge and want to get involved? How do you encourage them to go ahead and pursue it?
I would first encourage them to make sure they look up and remain on a restricted diet for their children, and also not to allow their kids to go on this journey by themselves. To, as a parent, to venture out on that journey with your child, so that you don't walk behind them and they're walking in front, but we can walk this journey side by side, to not allow them to go through it on their own. So like for me, I also had changed my lifestyle, my diet, because of our daughters. I didn't want them to walk this journey by themselves. So I made a major change for the greater for them.
Awesome. Najee, do you have any last words before we throw it back to Al?
No, that'll be it. Thank you so much for your love and support.
Oh, no, always. I am absolutely in your corner. I think that you are doing phenomenal things, and I'm encouraged to do more. And I'm also encouraged to, to really be, a great mom to my children as well, and encourage them to do what they want. I think that your whole family sets an example for how to live better lives, even though we may have challenges. So I appreciate all of you as well. I send you holiday hugs, but I know I'll be talking to you soon. And hopefully we'll be able to do even more to encourage people to help support you in your Christmas drive as you support, all of the children out there. So thank you for doing what you do. And I'm really, really proud of you. And I hope that you will continue to do big things.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
No, thank you. All right, Al, back to you. And happy holidays to the crew.
Same
Happy
you too.
holidays.